Boost your relationship. Master emotional intelligence. Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a crucial topic that can truly transform your relationship. How to foster emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence isn't about being nice all the time or avoiding difficult conversations. It's about showing up with your whole heart, even when it's hard. It's about having the courage to be vulnerable with your partner and creating a space where they feel safe to do the same. Relationships can be tough. They require work, vulnerability, and a willingness to look inward. So if you're ready to cultivate more emotional intelligence in your relationship, let's dive in. You can't show up authentically and connect deeply with your partner if you don't even know what's going on inside yourself. That's where self-awareness comes in. Self-awareness is about taking ownership of your emotions. It's about being able to identify what you're feeling and why without judgment. It's about noticing how your emotions, both big and small, influence your thoughts and behaviors. We all have triggers, those little things that set us off and send us spiraling down a rabbit hole of reactivity. But when we can recognize those triggers, name our emotions, and understand where they're coming from, we can start to choose a different response. One of the most powerful tools for cultivating self-awareness is journaling. Take some time each day, even if it's just 5 minutes, to check in with yourself. What are you feeling? What's been on your mind? What are you grateful for? Mindfulness practices like meditation are another great way to tune into your inner world. And don't underestimate the power of simply paying attention to your body. Our bodies are constantly giving us signals about what we need, but we're often too busy or distracted to notice. The more you practice self-awareness, the more you'll start to understand your own emotional landscape. And that, my friend, is the foundation for building a stronger, more connected relationship. Are you really listening, or are you just waiting for your turn to talk? We've all been there, right? But in relationships, true connection happens in the space between two people who feel seen and heard. Active listening is about being fully present with your partner when they're talking. It's about putting aside your own thoughts and judgments and really trying to understand their perspective. It's about making eye contact, nodding your head, and using nonverbal cues to show that you're engaged. It's about asking clarifying questions to make sure you understand what they're saying. And maybe most importantly, it's about reflecting back what you've heard. Try saying something like, "What I hear you saying is," or "It sounds like you're feeling." This simple act of mirroring can be incredibly powerful. It shows your partner that you're not just listening to respond, you're listening to understand. When we feel heard, we feel validated. We feel like our thoughts and feelings matter. So the next time your partner is talking to you, put down your phone, turn off the TV, and really listen. Empathy. It's the ability to step into someone else's shoes, to see the world through their eyes, and to feel what they're feeling. And it's absolutely crucial for building a strong and loving relationship. Empathy is not about agreeing with your partner all the time. It's about honoring their experience, even if you don't fully understand it. It's about saying, "I see you, I hear you, and what you're feeling is valid." When we can empathize with our partners, we create a space of safety and understanding. We show them that their emotions matter, even when they're messy or uncomfortable. One of the best ways to cultivate empathy is to ask open-ended questions. Instead of saying, "Are you okay?" try saying, "Tell me more about what's going on for you." Remember, empathy is not about fixing your partner's problems. It's about being present with them in their pain. We all have emotions. They're a natural part of being human. But sometimes, our emotions can feel like they're running the show, especially in the heat of an argument. Learning to manage your emotions effectively is essential for building a healthy relationship. It's not about suppressing your feelings or pretending they don't exist. It's about learning to express them in a way that is constructive, not destructive. One of the most effective ways to do this is to use I statements. Instead of saying, "You're always making me feel bad," try saying, "I feel hurt when you say things like that." When we use I statements, we're taking ownership of our own feelings. Another important aspect of emotional regulation is learning to self-soothe. Figure out what helps you to calm down when you're feeling overwhelmed and make it a regular part of your routine. Let's face it, our partners aren't always going to react the way we want them to. They may have different coping mechanisms, different communication styles, and different ways of processing their emotions, and that's okay. Cultivating patience and tolerance is about accepting our partners for who they are, flaws and all. It's about understanding that their reactions are not always about us, even when it feels personal. It's about giving them the space to have their own experience, even if it doesn't align perfectly with our own. Instead of trying to change your partner or force them to see things your way, try to approach them with curiosity and compassion. Ask yourself, what is this experience like for them? What might be going on beneath the surface? When we can approach our partners with patience and tolerance, we create a space for them to be their authentic selves. In a world that often tells us to toughen up and hide our emotions, creating a safe space for emotional expression within our relationships is paramount. It's about fostering an environment where both you and your partner feel comfortable sharing your full range of emotions, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Start by checking in with each other regularly. It doesn't have to be a big formal conversation. Simply asking, "How are you feeling today?" Or "Is there anything weighing on your mind?" can go a long way in creating a space for open communication. And when your partner does share their feelings, listen with your whole heart. Resist the urge to offer unsolicited advice or try to fix their problems. Just be present with them in their experience. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable with our partners, we create a deeper level of intimacy and trust. Every single one of us has unique strengths and weaknesses, and that's a beautiful thing. In relationships, we have the incredible opportunity to learn and grow from each other's emotional strengths. Maybe you're naturally empathetic and excel at providing a listening ear, while your partner is a master at regulating their emotions and staying calm under pressure. Or perhaps your partner is incredibly patient and understanding, while you're skilled at setting boundaries and communicating your needs effectively. Instead of viewing your differences as obstacles, try to see them as opportunities for growth. Pay attention to your partner's emotional strengths and learn from their example. How do they manage stress? How do they communicate their needs effectively? How do they navigate difficult conversations with grace and compassion? By recognizing and appreciating each other's emotional strengths, we can create a more balanced and harmonious relationship. There's no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's a sign of strength and a commitment to the health of your relationship. If you're struggling to navigate emotional challenges on your own, consider seeking professional guidance from a therapist or counselor. A skilled therapist can provide a safe and supportive space for you and your partner to explore your emotions, communicate more effectively, and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Therapy can be incredibly beneficial for couples who are facing specific challenges, such as communication breakdowns, infidelity, or differences in parenting styles. It can also be a valuable tool for couples who simply want to strengthen their bond and deepen their connection. Remember, relationships take work, and sometimes we need a little extra support along the way. We saved the best for last, folks. Self-compassion and compassion for our partners. These are the cornerstones of a truly loving and fulfilling relationship. Life is messy. Relationships are messy. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to screw up from time to time, and that's okay. Instead of beating ourselves up or blaming our partners for our shortcomings, let's try to approach ourselves and each other with kindness and understanding. When you're feeling overwhelmed by your emotions, treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a dear friend. Offer words of comfort and reassurance. Remind yourself that you're doing the best you can with the tools you have. And when your partner is struggling, extend the same grace and compassion. Remember that they're doing the best they can too. Instead of judging or criticizing, try to see the situation from their perspective. Ask yourself, what might they be feeling right now? What do they need from me in this moment? Compassion is not about letting each other off the hook or accepting bad behavior. It's about creating a space of love and understanding where both you and your partner feel safe to be your most authentic selves. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of emotional intelligence. Remember, building a strong and loving relationship takes time, effort, and a willingness to be vulnerable. It's about showing up as our authentic selves, embracing our imperfections, and creating a space where both we and our partners feel seen, heard, and deeply loved. Don't get discouraged if you stumble along the way. Growth is rarely linear. The important thing is to keep showing up, keep learning, and keep choosing love,